last year, this time, now? What's maybe the biggest jump that you've taken?
Yeah, I mean, last year at this time, you know, I just come in, just started my first spring ball, you know, as a Badger. It was a lot. I feel like the biggest jump for me has really been mentally, just being able to focus more on my game and not really think while I'm out there playing right now. You know, it's allowed me to play fast. You know, and I give a lot of credit to like the older guys, the coaches who've been there to help me out. You know, help me get my game down, get my technique down. Really just focus in on the playbook so I know what I'm doing out there.
Is it slowing down for you?
For sure. Yeah, I'd definitely say it's slowing down. Because like I was saying, once you get there mentally, you know, you're able to notice more things when you're out on the field. So it's for sure slowed down.
I've seen a couple of the plays where you've come off the edge with sacks. Just in terms of pass rushing, what has stood out to you through your development? What are you still trying to work on?
You know, what's really stood out so far for me has kind of just been my get off at this point. I feel like that's what's made the biggest improvement so far. And then I've just had a couple of moves that I've been working, just really trying to focus on those two just to get them down, you know, try and perfect them. And as I keep working, you know, we're still just going to be trying to work like the little details, like getting your hips through, hands, just noticing different sets and stuff like that. So, you know, I'll keep meeting with Coach April, keep learning from the older guys, and you know, we'll be good to go.
Nick's now one of the older guys on this defense with all the departures. How have you seen him maybe take on more of a leadership role, not only in the room, but just the defense?
Yeah, Nick's really stepped up. You know, it's really great being around him. He does a great job leading us, leading the team. You know, he's very vocal when we're in the weight room, you know, pushing everybody, trying to get them to be the best that they can be. He brings a lot of juice, too. You know, at practice, he's always going to be that loud guy that's out there, you know, just talking, having a great time, just flying around. So, you know, it's been really great to look up to him, you know, and just try and follow after what he does.
What was the biggest adjustment for you, kind of learning how to play in more space at the outside linebacker position after being so good at the defensive end in high school?
Yeah, for sure. I guess the biggest thing right there was kind of just being comfortable in the zone, being comfortable in my drop. You know, once you understand what's going on around you with the defense, then you can really start to focus in on like the key pieces of what the offense is doing, and that makes you a lot more comfortable once you're out there. So just being in the playbook and just understanding like who's around me, what we're going to do is just helped me out a lot.
During both, if I'm not mistaken, you were getting some reps at fullback during both, like during the bowl week.
Yeah.
One, how did that come up? But two, did it help you out at all in terms of getting that to like? Was there any translation to help you out where you're at now?
You know, there was actually a little bit. It came up. You know, Coach Chris would come up to me. We're at the hotel, we're eating dinner, and he goes, "Hey, you know, you're smart, right?" And I'm like, "Oh, I mean, yeah, Coach." And he's like, "You know, he likes to hit people too, right?" I'm like, "For sure." And he's like, "Well, you know, I think you might get some reps at offense." I was, okay. I mean, hey, any way that I can get in the game, like, I'm cool with that. So, I practiced all week as fullback and, you know, like fullback tight end spot. And there are a lot of things that translate, you know. Learning the offense a little bit really helps you understand the defense a little bit more because it shows you a different perspective and like what you're looking for and the ways that people try to block you and stuff like that. So I would say it was helpful.
And John comes back and ruins it for you.
Yeah, I know, it was all right. It was really great to have John there, you know, so I was glad he was able to play in that game.
What have you seen from Daryl? He's another guy that's come up a lot today, just where he's grown and improved here early on.
Yeah, with DP, man, he's, you know, one of our most violent guys in the room. He's always flying around, bringing a ton of energy when he's out on the field, and it's always great to see, you know, another young guy stepping up and really making a push. And I mean, it's motivating, you know. There's a lot of competition right now, obviously, and, you know, seeing him play well makes me want to play well and vice versa. But I mean, like at the same time, the competition, you know, is something that we can look past when it comes to each other because, you know, we both want what's best for the team.
TJ, we've been talking to some of the guys about this group might be more of a rotation this year after Nick and Noah have taken so many reps the last 2 years. Is that something that you feel like each of you kind of bring something different that can add to the defense? I
think so, yeah. You know, all of us bring a little bit of a different style of game. You know, some people might be a little bit more finesse, other people might be a little bit more power, so it could keep people on their toes. You know, with the season being far away still, you know, we're really not sure how it's going to play out. We still have a long time to go to really figure it out, but, you know, it could be in the future. I don't know.
With CJ and just How would you describe his skill set, and what has he done in this spring in your eyes through nine practices?
Yeah. I mean, Chad, first off, I mean, he's a great older guy to look up to. You know, he does a great job with us in the room. You know, being there as a leadership or as a leader, and he's taught me a lot. You know, he's really good, like with his ghost moves and stuff like that, and just, you know, certain things that he does kind of finesse-wise that I kind of look at and I'm like, okay, maybe I should try this, maybe I should try that. So it's been really good watching him play and then seeing like things that he does that helps me develop, you know, and kind of model my game after.
Hate to bring it up, but Gary obviously passing away yesterday. Just how well did you get to know him while he was here? What was your kind of reaction?
You know, I really knew kind of Coach Brown kind of just in passing. Whenever we were on the field, you know, we joked together and stuff like that, but I can't really say I had much of a personal relationship with him. But the impact that he had on the team and on the guys around here was huge, you know. And I mean, his impact went beyond the team as well, you know, with his family, wherever else he coached, and then, you know, the people that he played with when he played. You know, he was a really great person. We were all super sad to hear the news last night.
There we go. The two pass rush moves you were talking about, which ones were they that you were trying to work on?
You know, I was just keeping it really simple, just working on chop and a swipe, just really trying to hone in on small details of those, just making sure I'm getting everything that I can do, just down to perfection on that.
This is kind of like a dumb, basic question, but what is the hardest part about outside linebacker? Because you guys are asked to do so much, you know, stopping the run, rushing the passer, covering space. Like, what's the hardest part in your mind of your position?
That's a good question. The hardest part of outside linebacker, I would say overall confidence in your ability. You know, it's not, once you get comfortable in your position and just doing, like, you know, playing as an outside linebacker, then you're going to be good to go because you understand what's going on around you. You understand like what's coming at you and stuff like that. But, you know, if you're not really in a good like mental position with knowing the plays and just like your reads and stuff like that, then it's going to be very tough, you know. But yeah, I would say that's the hardest part.
Are you doing field and boundary for as a backer, or which one are you primarily working?
No, I primarily work on the boundary side. Yeah.
What are the major differences then for those that don't know?
So the major differences between field and boundary, when you're on the boundary side, obviously you're playing towards the sideline, so it's going to be a lot shorter space. And then on the field, you're going to have a lot more of coverage responsibility as well. A lot of the times when you're to the boundary, you're running the same drop a lot, and usually those will be our a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger guys, whereas our field side guys will be a little bit faster, a little bit more finesse.
That is, like, when did that happen for you, or do you feel like there was a time where that started clicking for you, or was it this offseason?
It was this offseason.
Okay.
It was. You know, I spent a lot of time just with the older guys, staying in the playbook, you know, and watching film and all that stuff. And yeah, I would really say that it was during spring ball this season where it really kind of clicked for me. And you know, I'm just going to try and keep it going, staying in the playbook, just making sure I'm learning everything that I can, just soaking it all in from my coaches, soaking it all in from the older guys.